There's a recap. Hiya, I'm Miko, and welcome back to Professor Layton and the Last Specter. Layton and Emmy survey the destruction in town as they make their way to Clark Triton's house. Layton learns that Clark didn't write the letter. Clark then tells the legend of the Specter. Layton vows to investigate the Specter, but before doing so, he asks to meet Clark's son, Luke. Damn, we really did nothing these last 4 episodes, huh? Well, time to meet a Luke. Up the stairs. Is there a puzzle? Nah, that's a hint. Is there a puzzle? Ooh! Most lakes are still, but this picture has quite a dynamic feel. Yes, indeed. It's a nice picture, actually. I need to get voices in there. Haha, that's quite a suitable doorman for a child's bedroom. I don't think that this is Luke's room. It appears to be Clark's study. Clark seems to be a tidy fellow. He always was very organized. I could learn a few things from him. Well, this is a blast from the past. Clark as an undergraduate. Oh, too bad you're not in that photo too, Professor. Hat. Books. Papers. I'm nosy. The windows are so clean, you'd barely know they're there. Somebody must take pride in keeping these planes spotless. That pile of paper looks structurally unstable. Well, if I need any proof that Clark is busy, this is it. It's true. Even with his mayoral duties, Clark remains a keen archaeologist. As your assistant, I suppose I should read all of these sometime. All of those? Fuck, not now. Better be sometime. Oh! Oh, that was the door. I registered that as door. Voice acting is incoming.
Perhaps. Luke, my name is Herschel Layton. I'm a friend of your father's. Could we talk for a moment?
Certainly, but first, you'll have to solve my door puzzle.
Ooh. I feel like that voice is going to be hard for me to recreate.
Your door puzzle?
As if I'm doing a good job with Layton or Emmy.
I see. Luke means to test our mettle with a puzzle.
That's so cute, Professor. Let's do it.
Yes.
So we shall.
If you're truly the esteemed Herschel Layton, then this puzzle should be no problem. You will have 15 seconds to perform a specific action in front of the door. Just a second, young one. How are we to know exactly what it is we're supposed to do? You may search the area outside my door as much as you like. And when we're ready to perform the action, whatever it may be, we should let you know? Correct, but I will tell you now, you can't do anything to solve this puzzle. Examining the area thoroughly by tapping on objects with your stylus. When you think you know what to do, tap the call Luke. Good luck. This card says, Happy 7th birthday. How adorable. This must have been one of Luke's birthday presents. Oh, this little soft teddy is so soft. Don't touch my bear. Well, that seems to be rather important to him, Emmy. Perhaps we should let her alone for now. I was just looking at it. Relax, Luke. I don't want to leave the bear alone. I feel like that's a good thing to know about. His 7th birthday. Wow, I wonder what I got on my 7th birthday. Please don't touch my bear. It was a gift from my mother, and it's quite important to me. Mothers are important. It appears that Doland has left Luke's lunch outside his door. Luke, if you don't come out and eat your lunch, it will get cold. And I just may end up eating all of it myself. If you're really that hungry, you can have it. Well, that didn't work. There's a sign on the door. This plate looks handmade. The number 2 is impressed on it. Oh, there's something written on the back of it. Put the plate back so that the back of it... Put the plate back so that the back of its back is facing the door. Put the plate back, so we're supposed to take it off and put it back so that the back's back, i.e. the front, is facing the door. So we're supposed to turn it around. Professor, I think my brain just melted. It's not difficult if you take your time with it. Be sure to examine anything near your feet. Not that it matters. There's nothing you can do to get through this door. I like Luke. This is fun. This is fun, and he's a little antagonistic, but that's okay. Luke, can I ask you a question? You just did, tee-hee. I'm making Luke sound old. Cute. You said that we must do something with something in front of the door. How will you know if we did it? I mean, how can you tell from behind a closed door? Even though I can't see you, I'll know what you're doing from here. Really? And how is that? I can speak no more. You'll just have to figure it out from there. He'll know even if he can't see. So what is he looking for here? Can I look at the map? An action that he'll know we're doing, even if he can't see us. What's this? There is a 6 written in pen on the underside of the map. Or is that a 9, Professor? Should we read it as if we're coming out of the door or going in? It doesn't matter. That's not something I can see anyway. What is it, Professor? Emmy? We may be getting too caught up in these numbers. Alright. Is this a picture of Miss Tallery? I believe so. The town looks quite magical when it's enveloped in mist. Professor, wait. Do you think that there's a hint for opening the door hidden within this picture? Let me take a closer look. I don't see anything here. That's a terrible picture. There's nothing there. Is anything under this rag? I guess that's not something that Luke would have control over since Doland brought the dish. So there's a 6 and a 9, a 2. He's gonna know what we do without seeing us. Woo! Who is it? Now, Luke, you know who it is. And you seem awfully well prepared, almost as if you were expecting me. Have you solved my puzzle yet? Or perhaps I've stumped the great Professor Layton. Luke, that isn't very polite at all. It is quite all right, Emily. Let's continue our investigation. But, Professor, he owes you an apology. Perhaps we owe him a solution. Let's find a way to open this door. You're much more patient than I am, Professor. What about these decorations along the sides? Is there anything here? Okay. It can't be the sign. Because how is he going to see the sign? Unless it's covering some sort of peephole. The number 2 is written on the front here, and a puzzle is written on the back. Put the plate back so that it's back for front faces the door. This Luke is going to drive me mad. So is the back... So the back of the back's back. Don't think too hard about it, Emmy. Putting the back of its back's back against the door means that the plaque should be facing the front. So we simply leave it the way it is. If we're supposed to leave it the way it is, why not just say so? We're supposed to leave it the way it is, the back's back. Isn't that the front? 2 is written on here. And you're driving me mad. Putting the back of its back's back. Okay, the back of its back's back. That's like a triple negative, so it is leaving it the way that it is. The door is locked. That's important information to know, because I was just wondering if an action he would be able to see is us opening the door. So what is this something that we're supposed to do? Professor, we're overlooking the simplest way to get this door open. What is that? Give it a good roundhouse kick, of course. Okay, stand back. That's... I like the energy. Don't like the methodology. Emmy, please don't do that. I'm not sure how I could explain to Clark that we broke his son's door because we couldn't solve a puzzle. Fair. What else is there to really explore here? Two, 6, 7. Nothing about the painting. Oh! There's the number 1 on the corner of the frame, Emmy. It appears to have been put there recently, but why? Feel free to examine the picture all you want, but please put it back in place when you're done. So 1 on there. What if I knock the door again? Check this out, Professor. The number 5 is carved into the door. What do you make of that? It isn't part of the original design. Emmy, let's keep looking. I don't want to miss the forest for the trees here. 1, 2, 5, maybe 6, 7. We're missing a 3 and a 4, but there aren't that many objects to interact with. Number 4 is inscribed below the keyhole. Still need more information. Let's look at all of these objects. Yep. Inside of this lid is marked with the number 3. Perhaps there are other similar lids? Now that you've had a look, please put the cover back on my food. Food. I may eat it later. 1, 2, 3, 4. Nope. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. An action that he'll know we're doing even if he can't see us. Six. That's not something I can see anyway. So the numbers seem misleading. Yeah, that's what that's highlighted for. Something that he can see us doing. Is there a crack under the door? I was not trying to touch the mat again. Something that he can see us doing. He can maybe see out of the keyhole. Luke will let you in only if you perform a certain action. A certain action, not a set of actions either. Four inscribed below the keyhole. So number 1 on the corner of the frame. Feel free to examine the picture all you want, but please put it back in its place when you're done. So do nothing with the frame, do nothing with that, because the back of the back's back needs to be needs to be against the door. He wants us to leave the dish on top of here. This is not something that he can see us doing anyway, so it doesn't matter. My best guess is just interact with the doorknob because maybe he's looking through the keyhole. That's the only thing I can imagine. We're ready, Luke. You know what you have to do? I believe so, yes. Professor, are you sure? Then let's begin. Please stand in front of the door. Remember, you can't do anything to solve this puzzle. I'm upset. I am so upset. They had to highlight that in red. I was gonna do something. So, like, I didn't figure it out. But, like, yeah. That is what you had to do. You can't do anything to solve this puzzle. Or, in other words, to solve this puzzle, you can't do anything. Nothing was the thing we had to do to solve the riddle. An interesting puzzle, Luke. So even from inside his room, he could hear us if we did something. Now, Luke, are you convinced that we are who we say we are? Luke, will you open the door now? As I promised. So did you send help, Sauce? Why you got the curtains drawn like that? It's a beautiful day outside, isn't it?
A clever puzzle, Luke. Your letter. I thought you might want it back.
Professor, you think Luke wrote the letter?
Clark was never a fan of typed correspondence. He always wrote his letters out in longhand. Moreover, only someone very close to Clark would know about our past together. This someone would know I could never ignore a friend in need.
Are you really? Professor Layton?
Is this true, Luke? How could you do something like this? What were you thinking? Were you even thinking at all?
Oh, you was thinking.
Here now. Don't you turn your back on me again.
Clark, please.
Forgive me. The boy has barely spoken to me in the last 6 months. He's been so withdrawn since the appearance of the Specter, I don't know what else.
Very soon, the world will end.
That's exciting. The end of the world? What do you mean by that? I mean what I just said. Luke, you can't say something like that and not elaborate. He just won't open up to anyone. He wasn't always like this. When he does speak, it's only to say something inscrutable, as you saw. Prophecies. Absurd. Prophecies. It's all my fault. What are you talking about, Clark? I'm sorry. I have urgent business I must attend to in my study. That is becoming less English by the second. We can discuss this later. Luke, Mr. Layton, as a close friend, please talk with him. Perhaps you could even help him. I've decided Clark's American because that's easier for me. Thank you, Herschel. And a bad American at that. That's a terrible American accent, and I have one. I'm afraid that it is time for Master Luke to retire. What? Now? We're right in the middle of something. It's still light out. Nevertheless, it's bedtime. If I may, Doland, I'd like to ask Luke just one more thing. Luke, though the town has been repeatedly attacked by the Specter, no one has been injured. It seems that an oracle alerts the townspeople about which areas to evacuate from. Luke, I believe that you are this oracle. Am I correct? What? Absurd. Luke, I must ask you a very important question. Do you know when the Specter will appear next? Master Luke will not stand for such balderdash. Please leave at once. Tonight. The Specter will appear tonight. But how could you know that? Picking up on patterns. He's a clever kid. He's been watching. He's got his windows closed, but he can see through them. He's watching. Tonight. If you want, I can also show you where it will appear next. I would very much like that, Luke. Master Luke, this joke is in poor taste. Please don't tell my father about this, Doland. Master Luke, Are you certain this is okay? Yes, Doland. Did you tell the townspeople? Did you tell them about the Specter just as before? I did. I will make a final tour of the area to ensure that everyone has gone. But then where will the Specter appear tonight? Great Ellie Street. Then we must go now. Even if we can't stop the Specter, we must confirm Luke's prediction. Good luck. I'm starting to like Doland. Let's review the major mysteries in our story. Touch of mystery for more details. Luke seems to be able to predict precisely where and when the Specter will appear, but how? Pattern seeking, I imagine. I find it hard to see how Luke can predict the Specter's appearance without ever leaving the house. Ooh, an instrument. Ah, a violin. That does strike me as quite a gentlemanly pursuit. I've taken lessons all my life. I'm not too bad at it. I've never been much of a musician, but I do love singing. Dolan, please don't tell Father I'm going out. Very well, Master Luke. Miss Hallory could be dangerous at night, even for those familiar with its secrets. Do be careful. Thank you, Dolan. I will. This child is so serious. Professor Layton. That's just another terrible accent. I am bad at accents. Luke seems set on accompanying you. I trust you will look after him. Certainly. I intend to. Must have been typed on this machine. You have your own typewriter in your bedroom? My father gave me that for my 9th birthday. Does it have a 9 on it? Map of the world. There's London, and this is where we are now. That teensy dot. World maps bring back memories of all the countries I've seen. I can't hold an accent. This is why I'm a computer scientist and not an actress. Children's literature. Read them all twice. I think Luke has read more books than I have. Yeah, but they're also children's literature. And slightly more advanced. Haha, airplane. Chandelier? No. Alright, I'm out. I didn't even click on the rocking chair. Where are we headed, Luke? Great Ellie Street. The Spectre will appear tonight on Great Ellie Street in North Ellie District. That boy we met earlier said they were evacuating that area. It seems that Doland has given them my warning. Luke, what's the fastest way to North Ellie? There's an intersection past the boat landing. From there we need to go north. I'll show you the way. That's the area the police blocked off, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, I believe the police have been helping with the evacuation. We saw a house earlier that had been destroyed by the Spectre. Do you know anything about that? Brock's house, you mean? Yes, it was attacked. No one was hurt, but this house was destroyed. So that's the Spectre's handiwork? I certainly hope we can help the people of Miss Hallory, Professor. I'm sure we'll find something useful in North Ellie, but first I'd like to see all of the damaged buildings. Has the Spectre attacked many areas around town, Luke? I'm afraid so, Mr. Layton. Let's go back to Brock's house. I would like to be certain that we didn't miss anything the first time. Well, I guess it's back to Brock's house in the next episode. Probably. I don't know how long I've been recording. Probably long enough. Thank you guys very much for watching. Remember to take care of yourselves, and tomorrow's another day. I hope to see you then. Bye.